Pray. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of our hearts be pleasing in your sight, O Lord, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. Well, last week we looked at the first in a series of parables in which Jesus teaches us about the kingdom of heaven and what it's going to look like. We discussed first that parable of the sower, noting that our ears are sometimes like those various types of soil. But we also took comfort and hope that Jesus can pull out the weeds, turn over the rocks, and make our soil good, so that we may hear all of those things that he's trying to tell us. Now today, as we continue looking at these parables, we pick up with what is known as the parable of the weeds. Now, I think it's safe to say, as our children just heard a little bit ago, that weeds can be quite pesky. If you enjoy gardening, either in the flower garden or in planting a vegetable garden, you know the difficulty that those weeds present. They can get everywhere, and you have to spray to prevent them or put out something like Preen, and sometimes that still doesn't stop them from sprouting up and choking your plants. But those weeds are also dangerous because once they take root alongside your plants, you can't try to weed up your garden without also taking the risk of weeding up your beloved plants. Now in our text, Jesus speaks to a crowd that would have been all too familiar with the ways of agriculture and the different threats that these weeds would have posed as they prepped for harvest. Jesus goes on to say that the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a man who sowed good seed in his field. While his men were sleeping, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When those plants came up and bore grain, the weeds likewise came up. Now the man's servants saw what had happened, and they went to him and said, "Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have weeds?" Perfectly reasonable question. The man responded that an enemy was responsible for what they saw. So naturally, these servants, they wanted to know, what should they do? Should they go out and gather up the weeds? Now, I have to think that this man was a pretty shrewd, maybe a pretty seasoned farmer. And he told them not to do that. He said, no, gathering the weeds might uproot some of the wheat as well. Because you see, the root of those weeds will be intertwined with the roots of the wheat. To gather the weeds would endanger the wheat. So the farmer instructed his servants to let the weeds and the wheat grow together until the harvest time, and then at that time he would have the reapers separate the weeds first, bind them, burn them, and then gather all of the wheat into the barn. Now, I think that there is certainly a lot to analyze in this parable. There's much to consider. It's not only provocative, but it has several important elements. The sower, the fields, the good seed, the enemy, the weeds, the harvest, and the reapers. There's a lot for us to consider. But thankfully, Jesus once again explains this parable to us. He explains it to his disciples following their departure from the crowds. He says that the sower is the Son of Man. That is, it's he himself, Jesus Christ. He is the sower in the parable. That field that is around, the field is the world that is around them. The good seed are those sons of the kingdom, the sons and daughters of God, who belong to Christ through faith. The weeds are the sons of the evil one, that is, those who do not believe in Jesus. The enemy, of course, is the devil. The harvest is the close of the age, that is, the end of the age, when the separation will occur between the righteous and the wicked, the faithful and the unfaithful, the believers and the non-believers. That's when that separation is going to occur. Finally, the reapers are said to be angels. So Jesus provides an explanation that is pretty straightforward this morning. And this world, Christ has his followers, those who listen to him, those who believe in him, and those who are counted righteous for his sake. These are the sons and daughters of the kingdom. They are the wheat in this story. By comparison, there are the weeds, those unbelievers who do not have faith in Jesus Christ, trust him, or even follow him, and they remain enticed by the evil one, the devil. They're captivated by the ways of the world. They're entangled in the web of sin. And in the world, until the second coming of Jesus Christ, those weeds remain mixed in among the weeds. Truly, sometimes it's difficult to tell the two apart. They live beside each other. They share the same communities, the same places of work, the same schools. They share the same world. Truly, the followers of Christ sometimes look a lot like their non-Christian counterparts as well. The church can blend in with the culture of the day. It's hard to tell where the culture stops and where the church starts. The word that's used in Greek for the weeds is likely a reference to a specific kind of weed, one that we know sometimes as tares or perhaps darnel. Darnel is a weedy ryegrass that looks a lot like wheat when it first starts to grow. But as it matures, you begin to see the poisonous black seeds, and it can be distinguished from the wheat around it. Reapers can go in and collect it, but only once it has matured, and then toss it in the burn pile. You see, it's clear in Scripture that on the day of judgment, there will be a separation. Believers will be separated from unbelievers, and all those causes of sin will be destroyed. Believers will have life, and they will have it abundantly. But those who reject the message of Jesus will be faced with weeping and gnashing of teeth. Jesus is the judge during the separation. Only Jesus knows the depths of our heart. When we look a lot like our non-Christian counterparts, Jesus can tell the difference. He's not fooled by the mixture of weeds and wheat, believers and non-believers. So naturally, if Jesus knows the quality of our hearts, why doesn't he come now? Why doesn't Jesus return? Why postpone this time of judgment when the world is like it is, ravaged in violence, pain, destruction, disease, and all of the sin? Wouldn't it be better if Jesus came on and judged the world? I mean, why wait? Maybe you found yourself asking questions like these in the midst of very difficult circumstances in your life. Jesus, why are you making us wait? Maybe you're troubled by not knowing when the harvest is set to occur. It can be troubling. You live so much on the basis of calendars and what's coming up next. But allow me to offer just a little perspective in the next few minutes. See, God's timing isn't always what we want, or maybe what we expect, but we trust the timing of God. And perhaps God is postponing the coming of the harvest and the reaping of the weeds, so that the wheat and the weeds, and the weeds might have an opportunity to also become wheat. You see, it's biologically impossible for weeds to become wheat, but we know that with God, all things are possible. God can transform the hardest of hearts, the hearts full of doubt and fear and anger and frustration. He is the God of judgment, but he's also the God of love and mercy and grace. You see, through Jesus Christ, even weeds can become wheat. Children of wrath can become children of the kingdom. God seeks a relationship with each and every person in the world today. And in his infinite goodness, God has postponed judgment and destruction until the end of time, so that all people, all 7 billion people in the world, might have an opportunity to hear his name and to know him and to truly love him as he's first loved them. In the meantime, God will continue to sustain, to grow and to mature the faith of those who cling to his name, so that they might be equipped to live among those non-believers, to live amongst the weeds, to tell them the good news, so that they too might know forgiveness when they look a lot like those weeds that they're living among. I think it's good for us to remember that the wheat isn't finished growing. None of us have completed our growth process in this lifetime. That will not happen until the coming of Christ. So as God works on the hearts of those non-believers, he continues to work on us. He continues to make us holy, just as he is holy. So on that last day, we might shine like the sun in the kingdom of our Father. I hope that we will not become complacent or prideful or assume that we are healthy weeds. But instead, I pray that we might trust the one who does the growing and pray that our lives reflect that good, healthy growth. Luther said it this way: "This life, therefore, is not righteousness, but growth in righteousness. Not health, but healing. Not being, but becoming. Not rest, but exercise. We are not yet what we shall be, but we are growing toward it. The process is not yet finished, but it is going on. This is not the end, but it is the road. All does not yet gleam in glory, but all is being purified." Brothers and sisters, I pray that the peace of Christ will guard your hearts and your minds until that day of harvest, that God will continue to grow your faith so that you might bear fruit for his glory. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.